You do, though. That was hilarious, though.
I like that.
We see you all the time. Now we'll see each other intentionally.
Test.
Right.
Okay. So in this episode of hashtag CJUSD Chats, we will be discussing the future of hashtag CJUSD Chats and what led us to all of that. So with me, I have Jamal and Nairi.
Yo.
Hey, everyone.
And do we want to start with the icebreaker, Jamal, before we get started?
Yeah, I'll just try to change up the icebreakers that we're normally accustomed to and just go with something totally offhand. So do you prefer goodbyes or see you later? And we'll start with Lynette first.
All right. So that's really interesting on my last day here at CJUSD. I prefer see you laters, but I'm going to be honest, I prefer see you laters for most people. Occasionally a goodbye is warranted.
Yeah.
However, I try to stay in the bright and sunny positive side of life. So see you laters because education is a small world and we will definitely cross paths again.
Correct.
So
I love that.
Yeah.
I will follow with that, and I will amen you on that and high five. I think I do say see you later. No, to be honest, I probably say all of them. Goodbye. See you later. I love you. I miss you.
she's been saying that for like 3 weeks now since I announced.
I probably say all of them. But I do look forward to see you laters because I tell my dear friend Sano, she's a people collector, and I feel like I'm a people collector too. And you, when someone walks into your life, that's wonderful. You want to collect them and keep them. So it'll definitely see you later because I know how to find you.
Yep, for sure.
That's actually a good a people collector. I never thought of that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, because I like just relationships. I think I find purpose just building relationships. Even sometimes being an introvert, I like talking to people. And I like building rapport. So it's like I like seeing growth, and I like seeing people grow and leave. But then I'll see them later at some other event or or outside. So I like see you laters better than goodbyes, because I know I used to get tearful at like Real World when there was like the ending episode of all the Real Worlds, and they're like crying and stuff like. So I always get sad at those final scenes. So see you later, I prefer much more.
Okay.
All right, so since we're at this stage with our
At the end of the road.
yeah, at the end of the road for some, but we are still continuing those who are staying. But let's share some of the highlights, the stories that we liked since we basically started from the jump with like iPhone and just us in a strange room. So share some highlights that you enjoyed. Either of you guys can start off.
Yeah, we had like the most ghetto setup to start off with. But you know what? It proved that if you have that dedication and that drive, you can make it happen no matter what you have the setup of. My highlight came recently when Miss Denise Diaz and Duke decided to not only script an episode, but completely just work the episode from using social media to collect questions to ask their guests to then, scripting the actual episode and recording the episode. That has been, I think, my full circle moment when the three of us got together first. It was like, we want to encourage student voice. We want to, ultimately get a kid that will be willing to host it. And like, she just made that moment come to life. So it was so perfect that just happened, like a few weeks ago. And then, here I am recording the last episode for me of hashtag CJUSD Chats. That was like my favorite.
Oh, I love that. I'd have to say my story highlight is, in general, anything dealing with students, being able to amplify their voice and learning from them. I'd have to say, too, that just creating this, Lynette, being able to have this already put out there. When I went to visit, I did a 6th grade conference with girls outside of our district and used CJUSD Chats as a model of how they could share their voice. And when they just put the headphones on and heard their voice, they were in, so that power of really allowing them to see how powerful that they could be was exciting. And then to show all of those, episodes that we've done, and people that are listening just know, like, Jamal and Lynette and I, we are not always in the most comfortable position doing CJUSD chats, but with being there with each other and being able to jump in and out of those episodes, you get stronger hosting some of those,
Definitely.
And that was a highlight for me. So I found growth in that, being able to come alongside and see other people sharing their voice and then pulling from them as well.
Oh,
if that
for
makes
sure.
sense.
And, just to tag on what you're saying, one of the kindness bus stops that we did where Jamal was the dancing machine of the district.
Because he's an introvert.
Yeah. I'm like, if he don't stop saying he's an introvert.
Ambivert, okay.
Thank you.
I've grown.
Yes.
But one of our students who provided the student voice part, came up to me, wanted a photo because he just felt heard. He felt seen. He felt validated by what he shared on that episode, like getting to hear himself on, Apple Podcasts. He was like,
Yep.
That's so cool. I'm so
Big
important. It's eye-opening for the students to see, okay, these people really value my opinion. And then when it's broadcast to everyone and they can share it with everyone, it's that power of sharing your story.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think for me, just to piggyback off Nairi, I think I just enjoy the episodes with the students and the ones I was hosting with the students. So like the Bloomington business students, and even the first ones we did with the Dr. Miranda, but the Grand Terrace students were there who started their own podcast clubs. And I think just seeing the enjoyment of them talking and then the jokes and the smiles, I think that just impacts me just to see it's like a glow that comes on.
Oh, yeah.
And so that resonates with me more so than some dry adults. So
So true. I'm like, okay, I know I have no say in what season 2 looks like, but more kids, less grown-ups, please. The numbers show. I will share with the audience that our top 5 episodes are all student-based episodes. The adults follow after that, but it's clear what the audience wants to hear. So
absolutely, we all want to know what kids think.
Of course, that's
how
the
they
whole
think,
point.
how they feel.
Yeah.
For sure. I would like to add one of the things that I loved about working with you in our school district is how you brought brand ambassadors to our school district. And that I felt was very impactful and powerful. Could you speak on that? Like, how do you feel like we did with that information, those resources that you brought with us? And then what does that look like moving forward for you?
Yeah, so brand ambassador is my baby. Anybody who knows me knows I talk about brand ambassador like crazy. And it's really just helping people tell their stories or the stories of their sites and really arming them with the best knowledge that they could possibly have on how to do that well. And it's cool because as I've gone to school sites these last few weeks where people now know that I'm leaving, they're just like, thank you so much for teaching me how to be effective on social media.
Yes.
Because who wants to get on there and not be good?
Yes.
You want people to like your content. You want people to share it. You want to feel seen and heard, even as adults.
Right.
So I think CJUSD did an amazing job. I mean, right off the bat, I had 32 or something brand ambassadors that participated in meetings monthly, whether it was watching my recordings or actually being there live. Nairi got to come on and share her expertise on some things as well, and they really appreciated that. I know Jamal in the future will be doing Chat GPT, right?
yeah.
That
He
was an
loves it.
ask.
Yes.
That was an ask of them.
Yes.
And, going forward, my new district is Banning Unified School District, so we're not too far from here. They've never had anything like that as well. So I can't wait to see in a smaller community, how we can even grow it more. And my vision and my hope, I know my boss might listen to this. My new boss, Terrence Davis, might listen to this. And my hope is that in addition to having staff brand ambassadors, we have student brand ambassadors.
Yes.
Oh, that
So I would
be
love to
amazing.
teach students how to, you guys always talk about digital citizenship. That
Absolutely.
piece. but also talk about how they can market themselves, you know?
As they will need to do for college, especially for the upper grade kids, because Wakelet being one of those great resources and tools that students are using to create portfolios, where they are sharing, like, you know, sharing who they are.
Yeah.
Because many of these colleges are saying, okay, we see this paper, you know, because that becomes the quantitative data, right?
Yeah.
But I want to know who you are.
Exactly.
And so that would be fantastic.
And just teaching them, you know, how effectively they can market themselves, you know, in particular athletes. Like, we know we have athlete sons that are utilizing Twitter better than I do to market themselves. And coaches, college coaches, I've heard numerous interviews, they're just excited that they can just log on to Twitter and they can see all the athletes that they can't get to go see.
Exactly.
So those, just opening those opportunities up to a new community, I'm really excited about that.
Okay. And you know, as far, you know me, so being a people collector, I will say that connectivity, one of the things that I think is really powerful with students is teaching them about being global citizens. And part of that, modeling that, would be that connectivity between our districts. And I know that you have, you've been at multiple districts, and each time you haven't really left, you continue those relationships.
Oh, for
you
sure.
know, so those connections. So I think that would be fantastic to see how our districts can still stay connected, empower. You know, because we're still IE. You know, we're IE strong.
Exactly.
So that's the power of being in the Inland Empire, is that we are building each other up.
Oh, yeah.
So,
we can definitely be resources to each other. I still connect with Santa Ana Unified regularly.
Right.
I do see myself as a people collector now that, you know, Jamal and I know that term.
Yeah.
But I do see myself that way because, you know, in education, we do borrow from each other a lot,
That's
too.
right.
And it's great. It's, you know, hey, this worked in this community. Let's, you know, put a spin on it and make it work in this new community. So, yeah, definitely want to keep in touch.
Well, one of the things I just appreciate about you, because you often in businesses or whatnot, everybody keeps the information to themselves. And so when they leave, it's just a big hole. And yes, you had set a precedence and you had big shoes to fill, but you did impart your skill and knowledge in a variety of users or individuals. And I feel like some of them can take your steps.
Oh, heck yeah, yeah.
Because you instilled in them the qualities and the skill sets and then just the knowledge. Because if people didn't know, like Nairi didn't know anything about editing or podcasting
At all.
So I gave her some nuggets, but she ran with it and she didn't wait till like everything was perfect and in place. Like she just went forward, and it put us to the place where we are now, and we had the opportunity to hear multiple voices, and basically also promoted her because of her work that she put in. So like the gift is not going to be hidden, and it's been seen by multiple districts throughout the state. And so I just want to just say thank you for that, what you have instilled in the people and the personnels that we do have right now. And it's good to hear that we can still do that into the students as well.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
and
good.
for me, like my great mentor, Jerry Almendarez, he always says, you need to build a deep bench.
Correct.
Oh, yes.
And so for me, I was like, okay, if I'm really good at something and people are taking notice, well, why don't I make a bunch of other people really good at it too? That way, you know, in my absence, people can take over.
Right.
And they can, you know, they can do as great a job or better than what I did using the skills that hopefully I helped them with.
She taught us how to fish, y'all.
Yeah.
Taught you how to fish in social media.
That's right. I love it. So our last question for you, Lynette, is how can we stay connected?
So
How can
on
we find
social
you?
media, you can always find me on social media. I mean, half of Colton has my cell phone number at this point. But you
Even
can...
the kids, you all, even the kids.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I like to be accessible to people. But you can find me on Twitter at Lynette W Social or Instagram at Lynette White Social.
Okay.
For you Facebook people, you old people that are on Facebook, it's just Lynette White. It's my
I'm sure
only
there's
Facebook.
some holdups.
I know. But find me on social media. I mean, I answer DMs, and I love to stay connected. That was my one comment to everyone. Like, I'm still going to follow you on social media, so I hope you keep posting.
That's right.
That's good.
Oh,
That's
I love
good.
it.
And the CJUSD chats will not end with Lynette departing. We will
Yay.
find a way to make it through this period,
Of adjustment.
even if it's me putting in extra hours to edit now.
Oh,
That's
Lord. Always the martyr.
Which
This
we
came from her
will
over here.
be doing all the
They've
editing.
left me before, so I'm used to this. So.
Oh, gosh. But no, it's been a pleasure getting to know both of you. And I mean, you're amazing in your own right. And the district is in great hands with hashtag CJUSD chats. And you guys are both so innovative and student focused that I'm excited to see where you guys go from here.
And I honestly think that's how the show kicked off. We all had like a like passion. We
Yeah.
wanted to hear voices and find a way to do it. And like we came together. So hopefully you do have like-minded people banding with you that can just have you go forward with the team and just knock it out the park as well.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited.
So you want to randomly think of what is a fast one?
OMG. I would like to say, as we are quickly trying to figure out a way to end this, I'd also like to say thank you, Lynette, for everything that you've done while you were here, and that we do look forward to further collaborations with you.
All right, let me think of one. So if you could do, what are two questions? Like a in studio. I'm thinking some options that if you had your own studio at this district, like your own room with a studio set up. And
Are
everything.
you setting the pressure for banding right now?
Oh, there we go.
If I had my own studio.
Her expectations are high.
I know, right?
What was the two options? A studio or what? What would be compared to a studio? Because we didn't have any space here to do anything. So this is our first video, y'all. So whatever you see, this is what you get right now. I think we tried to record it first with an iPhone, like it was too blurry.
And that
stuff
was
like
that was a request.
Yeah.
People want the video now
Yes.
of the podcast.
Do
So I
they?
hope going forward you
Okay.
guys do more video. So
Okay.
you gotta do your hair, Nairi. Because that's always her excuse. I don't want to be on video because my hair's not done.
I
We
have
don't want
the
to
same
hear
Elementary.
issue. Yeah.
Elementary kids do not care if you have your hair in a
Same issue. I gotta do
ponytail.
my hair as well.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so speaking of, this is fitting because right now Lynette is really climbing on cloud 9 because of the possibilities of future plans. So, what is your favorite song that puts you in a good mood?
I think I said this one before, Love on Top by Beyonce. Like
Oh,
that one
you
I
did.
can't help
Yeah.
but just try to sing as well as Beyonce does in my car. In my car I sound just like her. I just want you guys to know.
Don't we all?
But Love on Top, it just makes me smile, and it's a song full of positivity and, possibilities. So I love that song.
All right, we'll just give you the final word. What do you want to say to your people as you part? Or just you say, see you later. What do you want to say?
As I say, see you later, I would say keep up the good work, Colton. This is really a family atmosphere. This district is super special to me. I really love the students, the staff. The vibe here is great. Just keep up the good work, but don't hide it. Don't be in silos. Talk about the good work that you're doing. Shout it from the rooftops. Be proud and brag a little. Who cares?
And tell your story.
Tell your story.
Story. Well, thanks, Lynette. And to all you listeners, we'll see you on the next go round.
Yay.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
We love you.
That was great.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's probably
like
my time limit.
professional.
Oh, what's the time limit?
1924.
minutes. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you all.
We did it.